and gentlemen, live from the broken down, low rent, sleazy, double greasy pirate radio Nut Hut Studios, it's time for the very first ever Southern.
Attention. Attention, please. You are receiving a pirate radio transmission. On the air for testing purposes only. Do you receive? Do you receive?
My name's Jimmy, and you got a backstage pass into the microcosm. Ladies and gentlemen, from San Francisco, California, the Tubes.
Teenage and a race for the
12th, 1973.
Welcome into the microcosm. My name's Jimmy. I'm coming to you from the cricket-infested mountains in Santa Cruz, California. It is so hot. It is literally, the steam is coming off the redwoods because it is just so hot that the air is thick. Ladies and gentlemen, on a full moon Friday night, into the microcosm green room edition. So yeah, here we are. I'm here with the Epic Journeyman. Epic is knee deep in the islands over there. You might even say he's on Speculation Island. How's it going, Epic, man?
You know, the green room was running out of dry salami, so I actually went and got some.
Nice.
So,
well,
it's pretty good. That was my dinner. Yeah. So shout out to Lumcanati and Just a Guy.
Oh, nice.
Just
oh, cool. I'm gonna come over there in a minute. I have a bunch of stuff going. So, what we're doing over here, guys, is we're doing our 30 minutes over here, sound checking, and we're getting our yah-yahs out. I'm basically doing my same show that I used to do. But we're going to do the 30 minutes here on YouTube, and then I'm going to cut it off, and we'll come back, and we'll do the radio show here also live. There seems to be a problem with the archives getting recorded. So we got quite a show planned for tonight, man. It's a drive-in movie double feature, isn't it, Epic?
Oh, it sure is, man. Just like the good old days. And you know what? Those drive-in movies were so cheesy back in the day. Sometimes show so much wisdom when you look at them now. And hopefully we can see that today.
Well, you know, man, I saw so many movies as a kid at the drive-in. You know, there were a lot of drive-in movies back then. You know what I mean? A lot of the Bruce Lee movies were on the drive-in. You know, I saw Jaws at the drive-in. I saw Lady Sings the Blues at the drive-in, starring Diana Ross. You know, the story of Billie Holiday. It's a great movie, man. Diana Ross in her time was quite an actress, wasn't she, Epic?
She was. She's very talented, you know. And a lot of those people ended up being a lot better actors than people anticipated them being when they finally got a chance. We see that now. Now it's like commonplace, but back then it was a big deal. You know, to be a movie star coming from they try to, like today they try to make everybody has to be compartmentalized, right? And so there was still like that a lot in the entertainment industry already back then. And so when somebody made a crossover to movies from music or the other way around, it was a big deal.
Yeah, well, I mean, you see some of the biggest stars of all time that have ever walked the face of the earth as far as pop culture is concerned. I mean, one of them's Elvis, you know, and so you know, you had this whole, I mean, we should do a series of shows just on the Elvis phenomenon because, man, you can start from back in the day when they wouldn't own show him only from the waist up. They made everybody go, hey, what's he doing from the waist down? And that made everybody, you know, interested in him, you know, and then they put him in all these different movies. You know, the first movies he was in, some of those black and whites, they weren't really that bad of movies, man. I mean, he did sing. You know, they were musicals per se, but some of those earlier movies are actually pretty good, man. But they did get cheesy there towards the end, Epic, you know. Sort of beach blanket bingo meets Las Vegas kind of thing.
Love me tender. yeah, there was a cowboy in that movie. That was his first movie, I think, black and white movie, right? He played the wrangler on the range there, and he had the outro song, which is Love Me Tender. And you know, once he started wearing lays, it was all over. That was it. That was the cue.
Yeah, man, we should do a whole show dissecting that song, Jailhouse Rock. Have you ever listened to the lyrics of that thing, man?
I'm not sure that I want to.
I mean, they're clearly in prison, man. You know, I mean, he's talking about dancing with other inmates and all this. You know, so it's kind of funny. I mean, just simply because, you know, there's a lot of talk about what has to happen, you know, if you want to make it in entertainment business. But, you know, my name is Jimmy. This is the Epic Journeyman. This is Into the Microcosm Backstage Pass. This is the pre-show going on, getting ready to go on Revolution Radio. And since we never really know at this point what's happening, we're gonna stay over here for the time being. But so I got another chunk of something I'm gonna throw in here. It's a throwback to the ancient old Into the Microcosm shows as they were epic. Here it comes.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs.
That's capital P-I-double-G-S.
Yes, of course. These 3 little pigs, Portland, Penelope, and Alice, were sisters who lived together in a cunning little house, or they did for a while anyway.
Is this the pig residence?
Capital P-I-double-G, pig?
That's it, lady.
Yes, it is.
Got a singing telegram for you. Put on the skillet, put on the lid. Your rich uncle just wound up dead.
What?
That ain't all, I tell you true. He left $1 million to you.
Oh, great.
And all the little piggies got moolah, moolah. All the little piggies got moolah now. Collect.
Yes, the pig sisters were now rich beyond their wildest dreams, and the first thing they decided to do was...
move out of this cunning little house.
So, in a very short time, as these things go, each of the 3 girls had built a mansion of her own. Portland's was of straw, Penelope's was of sticks, and Alice's of solid brick. Of course, the news of their fortune spread far and wide and finally reached the ears of one Henry Q. Wolfe. Now, there was just one thing that Henry Q. Wolfe wanted in life.
I want to live in a big mansion, and this looks just like my chance.
That was it. Of course, Henry would never think of getting a job and working to get rich.
Ooh, perish forbid.
So he planned to marry one of the pig sisters and get rich for free. Oh, he was a rascal.
True, oh, true.
So one day, Henry arrived at the door of Portland Pig.
Now, let's see. Method 1, the continental approach. Yes, I'll simply sweep her off her feet. Romance-wise, that is.
Yes, who is it?
Ah, sacre bleu.
What is it?
Your beauty is absolutely breathtaking.
Oh, really?
Ah, chérie, may I undress?
Well,
Merci beaucoup. Oh, what a charming place you have here. Imported straw. Am I wrong? Am I right?
No. Wait a minute. Who are you?
Allow me to introduce myself, my little pork chop. Count Henry Q. Wolfe. My friends call me Hank. You can call me Hanky.
Well, it looked as if Portland would surely be his victim. He whispered sweet nothings in her ear.
Nothing, 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 and likewise nothing.
He recited poetry to her.
Roses are red, violets are blue. You've a cute little nose, and I do too.
He played the piano. He even showed a keen interest in good books.
Oh, this man has a soul.
Portland seemed most impressed, and Henry, felt that now was the time to pop the question.
Ah, Portland, my petite cochon, will you marry me and make me the rich, happiest man in the world?
Portland's answer came quickly.
No.
Oh, you play the hard to get. I ask you again.
No.
Would you like to think it over till tomorrow? I guess not.
But if you thought this dampened Henry's spirits, you'd be wrong.
Sure, there's still 2 sisters left, you know.
So Henry dashed right over to Penelope's house.
Let's see now, method 2, the caveman approach.
Yes, who is it?
Okay, beautiful, step aside. I'm coming in. Got the place done in early American stick, eh? Nice, I guess. But I'm gonna make a few changes around here, baby.
See here, what do you want?
Just you, that's all, honey bunch. I've made up my mind. You're gonna marry me, baby. How do you like them apples?
Obviously, she didn't like them apples. Now, Henry had only one chance left, and he hurried to Alice's house.
Method 3, the all-out approach. Oh, boy, this one's bound to work.
Yes, what do you...
I love you, I adore you, I worship you. I can't live without you.
Yes, but
Please say you'll marry me.
But...
Please.
Well, all right,
You said yes. Yes, you said yes. Oh, dear rich Alice, you've made me so wealthy, happy.
But I'm...
No time for buts, my pet. Come, let us fly together now.
Well, they were married immediately, and they set off for a whirlwind honeymoon at Niagara Falls.
Look, Alice, you see all the water?
Yes, but
That's enough. Let's go.
And away they went back home, for the wolf couldn't wait to start living in the big brick mansion.
Ah, this is the life, eh, Alice?
Will you listen to me, loudmouth? I'm not Cassandra. Cassandra, would you come here, please? Coming, madam.
I thought your name was Alice.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. That's rich Alice Pig in there. I'm Cassandra, her poverty-stricken maid, you silly thing.
Well, mistakes will happen.
I'm also your wife, you worm. Get in here.
But Cassandra, ow, honey, ow.
Now, of course, every fairy tale must have a happy ending, so naturally, Henry did get to live in the big brick house surrounded by wealth, but not quite in the way that he'd thought.
Yes, sir. Whom shall I say is calling whom? Whom?
That's Samantha Fish. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jimmy. It's Into the Microcosm. We are rolling deep. So deep, we might even put your ass to sleep. How you doing, Epic? Are you there?
I'm not asleep yet. I'm good to go.
Are you howling at the moon over in the islands? Do you see the moon?
No, I have the VR headset on. I can't see the moon. But I tell you what, it's Friday the 13th, you know.
I know.
So
well, when we come
full
back...
moon on Friday the 13th. We get the full thing here in Hawaii. So those people on the East Coast, they get to escape it by 45 minutes or so. Not me. I'm full-fledged. I'm brave, though. I can handle it.
Samantha Fish is hot, and she smokes. I mean, as a guitar player. I mean, she's a hot, smoking guitar player.
Oh, that French chick. I can't remember her name, and I'm sorry for the. I don't want to sound sexist calling her chick, but that. Yeah, that French girl. She was like 14, was making YouTube waves about 5 years ago. I can't think of her name. That girl's like phenomenal on guitar.
Yeah. Well, I don't know who she is, but Samantha Fish is a personal friend of mine. So there she is.
Right on, Samantha.
Yeah, there.
Right on, Jimmy.
Yeah, there she goes, laying it down. That song's called "Lay It Down," and that's at Don Odell's Legends. It's a blues joint. So we got about 8 minutes before I gotta go connect. So we're gonna leave. What we gotta do is I gotta end this little transmission right here, this little backstage pass thing, and then I gotta come on back once I got the network connected and we're all done here. So I don't want the two things to get, in case anything on there is not kosher with Google and the AI, because it is Friday the 13th. Epic. I don't want to take any chances. Make sure you record on Skype, and I'm gonna record here on YouTube. All right. So here we go, guys, ladies and gentlemen. We are gonna go back into the ether space, and when we come back, we're going to be live on Revolution Radio for Into the Microcosm show number 3. Is this our third show over there, Epic?
It's at least our third. It might be our fourth. It's our third for sure.
It's either our second or our third. I can't remember.
Oh, no, it's at least our third, yeah.
It's all a blur.
Right.
All right, so here we go. We're going to dip, and you guys over there in the chat room, I can't monitor 2 chat rooms at the same time, and there's probably about 20 people over in the other chat room. And I don't know, I'm just guessing. I'm going to go over there. I can only open up one. So let's just all be in one spot. And this way you can tell us, too, because we've been hearing that you can't hear it. It sounds like shit and all this other stuff. So let's go over there and see. We're in the green room now. I'm gonna head over here, grab my coffee, and we're gonna go get live on Revolution Radio. My name's Jimmy. Backstage Pass, your access. You got all area access tonight. We're about to go live on Revolution Radio on freedomslips.com/chat. You just find the chat room in there, log in, boom. We're talking and chatting. So we'll see you over there. Thanks again for popping in, and here's a little bit of Samantha Fish on the way out.